very, very good football team. They have good talent. They're really well coached. Defensively, this is so as good a coaching as we'll face. I think Mike does a tremendous job with fundamentals, with their schemes. They're very, very challenging, particularly in the critical situations, third down, red area, 2 minute, things like that. They're very good. He's a great coach and has been for a long time, and has that unit playing extremely well. And offensively, they just have a tremendous, explosive group of skill players. The receivers, the tight end, the quarterback, the backs. They're just everybody can and does make big plays. They move the ball, score points, and very explosive in the kicking game. Coach Prefer's done, as usual, a great job with that unit. Nobody's scored more than they have over the last 7 years in the kicking game. Returns, block kicks, a very aggressive unit, and they do everything well. They have a lot of good players, veteran players, young players. They have a good mix, and just really good in all three areas. So playing well. Impressive game against Green Bay Sunday night. So we know it's going to be a big challenge for us here, and we're going to have to play our best football. And hopefully that's what we'll be ready to do Sunday afternoon.
Bill, I wanted to ask you a few questions about their defense. With the Zimmer connection, how similar are they to maybe what the Bengals do?
Yeah, some similarities. I think he's evolved some things. Look, Mike's a game plan coach. He does a great job of scheming and planning for the team he's playing against. So based on what you do, then he's going to do something to attack you. If you do something else, then he's going to do something else. So he's depends on what you do. That's what you're going to see.
For the offense is a big part of the pre-snap, just figuring out where Harrison Smith is and what he's up to.
Harrison Smith does a great job with pre-snap disguise. He's one of the best. Smith, Ed Reed, Palomalu, those guys are say among the best. He's certainly right there. He's a hard guy to read. He does an excellent job of timing his movement based on either the quarterback's cadence, the offensive formation, motion, the play clock, all those combination of things. He does an excellent job of using some or all of them to put the offense in a difficult position, to account for him or to not account for him when he's blitzing and so forth. He's really good.
Does what they do with the safeties remind you of maybe the Bills, kind of what they do?
All teams try to disguise what they do. So I would just say Smith is really good at it. He's a good player, and he's a strong tackler. He's good against the pass. He's good against the run. He makes a lot of plays, but in addition to that, he causes a lot of problems for the offense in terms of running game, whether to crack them, when not to crack them, who's got them, blitzes, protect them, don't protect them. He's a disruptive guy before the ball snapped. Let's put it that way, and then he's a good player after the ball snapped too.
Are they kind of like keep your poison in the passing game between Diggs and Thielen and the rest of the guys? How they got them the ball?
They're all good. Yeah, they're all good. So yeah, every one of them. Robinson, Treadwell, Thielen, Diggs, Rudolph, the backs, quarterback. They can pick. They're all good.
Has there been a significant change from last year on offense with Cousins and different of what they were doing last year?
Yeah, well, we didn't overanalyze last year because we never had to face that coordinator or that quarterback. So this year it's really about DiFilippo and Cousins, and that's who we've studied and that's who we've worked on. So I don't know. You have to ask them about that.
Can you speak to the level of information committed that Rex has been able to show as he went down earlier this year, being able to get to a position where he is able to come back to the 15 minutes?
Yeah, Rex has worked really hard, as he always does. And so we talked about it when I made the move, and I talked to him about it. We had a lengthy discussion. I think we both had a good understanding of what the situation was, what needed to be done, how to do it, and he's been very diligent and consistent with his approach to it. And I'd say as we got closer to the opportunity to bring him back to being eligible to practice and then ultimately being eligible to play, he consistently met or exceeded kind of targets or things that he needed to show or do or be able to do to move forward. So, yeah, he's done a great job. I look forward to having him back.
Different is it preparing for a bigger slot like Thielen versus a more traditional small?
Yeah, well, I mean, he's a problem wherever he is, but he's a problem inside. He has really good length, great hands, big catch radius. He's always open, and Cousins is very accurate, can get him the ball. Cousins is throwing the ball very well. His completion percentage is right at the top of the league. So, yeah, Thielen's not always in there, but he's in there a lot. But he's a tough matchup. He's a tough matchup wherever he is, but he's a tough matchup inside.
He's sometimes have to put a different player in that position, depending on, I guess, the size of the receiver.
I mean, 6'3" corners don't grow on trees now. They're hard to find. So, but yeah, I mean, look, there's a lot. Again, like I said, there's a lot of problems they present on offense. You could maybe solve one of them, and then you got just even less to deal with all the other guys. So you can, take everything as it is and see how you match up, or you can try to take something away. But if you try to take something away, you're just putting more pressure on everybody else. And there's a lot of other good players out there too, whichever one you pick. So you can make a case for putting your attention on any number of guys, and then there's the rest of them. So they do a good job of making it hard for you, and they do an excellent job getting the ball down the field. They complete a lot of passes. They're very good with the ball in the hands, catch and run plays, yards after catch, like most West Coast offenses are. But these guys are hard to tackle. They're good runners with the ball. So yeah, it's hard. They do a really good job.
Bill, have you been impressed with the Metro Conference Vikings this year? They had a very tough schedule. Like New Orleans, they had to go down there and they just seem to keep battling. Whether it's a game from week to week, even when they have a loss, they just won.
Of course, they're a mentally tough team. They have a mentally tough coach. This is a good football team, and they've been a good football team, and they keep getting better. So I think you can see the progress in this team over the last several years. It's been consistent, and they've made some changes, but looks like the changes are for the better, and they've improved their team. But yeah, they're mentally tough, play in and play out, game in and game out. They've dealt with some injuries, and they've just kept right on rolling. So I have a lot of respect for their coaching staff, job that Rick Spielman's done building the team, the job that Mike does, and their entire staff. Prefer, DiFilippo. They've been they're good every week. I mean, we've seen them on film plenty of times this year in crossover games with our division teams who play the NFC North, and the other NFC North teams we've seen: Green Bay, Detroit, Chicago. So we've seen plenty of crossover film on these guys. I mean, they're great to watch. We've learned a lot from watching them, offensively, defensively, in the kicking game to help us game plan for our opponents, and seeing them do it. Now we see them, and they're tough.
Bill's having Cook back healthy for them, is that help you diversify their offense?
Yeah, it's another guy that's hard to stop. I mean, so two really good backs. Plus Abdullah. He's shown up in the kickoff return, so I'm sure if they used him in there offensively, he's another weapon. He's another dangerous guy. So, BB's giving him plays. Robinson's giving him plays offensively. Along with the guys about Rudolph, Treadwell, Thielen, and Diggs. So they just keep bringing more guys out there, and luckily there's only one ball, so they got a lot of people to get it to, though.
Bill, you guys activated Rex Burkhead the other day. Just what kind of impact do you expect him to have on the team as he comes back in?
Yeah, we'll see. I don't know.
Cordell Patterson, this is performance sort of mesh up with what you kind of
Well, again, anytime you get a new player, I don't know if you know exactly what you're getting, but he's been a good player at two different organizations, in the kicking game and offensively. He's done a lot of things for the Vikings and the Raiders. You know, he ran the ball, he caught it, he ran with it, he returned it, he covered kicks, he blocked. He's has a lot of skill. He's a big guy that can run. He's tough. He shows up every day. So we thought we were getting that. That's what we got, and we've used him in different ways. And he's embraced it. He's worked hard to learn and accept different roles, and he's done them well. So he's been a pleasure to coach. He's been a great addition to our team, and he's given us a lot of versatility. And times that we've really needed him to step in and help us, and he has.
Going back to their weapons, how tough a matchup is Kyle Real?
Tough. Yeah, he's tough. He's big, he's fast, he's good after the catch, he's strong. He's a good red area player. He's a good vertical route runner, down the seams, over routes, posts, things like that. He's good on the catch and run plays. He's not a guy you want to have the ball in his hands and, let that 255, whatever pounds it is, get rolling. And he's a hard guy to tackle. But he can run by you. He has good speed, and he's obviously a big target. He has good hands, good concentration. He makes some tough catches. So, yeah, he's a big problem.
Two more.
Block last week, how big of a challenge it is to go against this front four.
Yeah, this is a very talented front. Their inside players, Richardson and Joseph, are really stout, strong guys they're athletic, play on their feet. Johnson rolls in there with him. He's obviously a very experienced guy as well. Kendricks is a very good middle linebacker. He's active and quick, reads plays very quickly, diagnoses things, and the ends are good. Griffin, Weatherly's given them a good level of play. Hunter obviously is very athletic out there, so they're hard to block, and they can rush the passer, create a lot of negative plays. Gideon's a good player for them. Obviously Barr, Wilson, they've played four linebackers really in their base defense, and sometimes, different combinations with Kendricks and a nickel when there's only two linebackers on the field. They play some 3-2 or 4-2 nickel, some 3-3 nickel. But in any case, that's a very good group. They run well, they compete well, they tackle, they do a good job. And they play in a kicking game, so they get plays out of Wilson and get in the kicking game. Those guys also help them on defense, and Barr is an extremely talented guy.
Well, how significant a role does play action pass play in their offense, and do they tend to narrate their runs with the run tape?
Yeah, they run a lot of play action passes. They're very good at that. They run a lot of stretch runs with the boots off it. Kirk's really good at that. He's good at throwing on the run. He's quick and he's athletic to get out of the pocket. And he gets outside, throws the ball well, and makes good decisions. So that's a problem. Then they have their regular play action passes too, where they're not moving out of the pocket. A lot of that's RPOs, so it's dependent on what the defense is as to whether it's a run or a pass. So, there's that element too. There's the play action passes, there's the RPOs, and then there's the bootleg type plays, nakeds and things like that. So they have a good mix of play actions, good mix of dropbacks, running game, under center, shotgun, some 11 personnel, a lot of 11 personnel, but mix in some 12 and 13, 21, with the fullback in there. So they give you a lot of different looks, quite a bit of motion, shifting, forcing the defense to recall and communicate and so forth. So they do a lot of different things. They have good players. They're well coached, and they can handle it all. They don't make many mistakes. Okay. All right. Great. Thank you.